If you've been through a breakup recently, or not so recently, you might be wondering if you should stay in touch with your ex, be friends with them, or go no contact. In this video, I'll explore different scenarios when you should and shouldn't go no contact, and how you can handle this process in the best way possible. I'm Brad Browning, author of the best-selling X Factor program and breakup coach for almost 15 years now. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you know what no contact is and you have a basic idea of how it works, so I'm not going to get into that here. If you're not sure, I've included links in the description below to more of my videos about no contact, how to do it properly, and how it affects your ex's brain. If you're wondering where to start, do check out the link in the pop-up in the corner here and watch that first. Now, whether or not you should go no contact really comes down to what situation you're in and what your ideal outcome is. So first off, what is it that you want? Why are you considering no contact? Well, scenario number one, you want your ex back. And if you do want a second chance with your ex, no contact is almost always the best choice you can make. You're probably looking for me to tell you not to go no contact because you know how hard it's going to be and you want a way out. But sorry, I'm not going to do that. No contact was actually designed, first and foremost, to help you get your ex back. It has so many benefits that it's honestly hard to list them all. It helps you get out of the negative mental state that comes with a breakup, improving your confidence and allowing you to focus on self-improvement so you can be more attractive to your ex. It also stops you from making mistakes like begging, hassling, or just otherwise bothering your ex, which pushes them further away. It gives your ex space to process the breakup, including all the negative feelings that they have towards you right now. And most important of all, it makes your ex miss you more than they would in any other situation. And really, all of this will maximize your chances of getting your ex back. It works better than any other method because it doesn't rely on changing your ex's mind. They do all the work themselves simply by being left alone to think about the breakup and about you. The truth is, you just can't talk your ex into getting back with you. Presenting a logical argument doesn't work. Guilt doesn't work. Even spending time with them usually only makes matters worse. Really, only no contact can truly improve your chances. And honestly, the best part is it's dead simple to follow once you've learned how to do it. Now, that doesn't mean it's easy, because it's truly not an easy process. It's so hard to cut your ex off and trust that they're going to come back to you. But the good news is that the harder it is for you to go no contact, the more effective it's going to be. The thing that's making no contact particularly difficult is how close you were to your ex before the breakup. Since you two depended on one another to get through life, it's going to be extra difficult without them. But guess what? Your ex is feeling the same thing you are, probably even worse, simply because they didn't make the choice to go no contact and they don't know that it's going to end. Now, you're probably saying, but my situation is different. And honestly, you might be right, so I will cover some exceptions later on in the video. For now, let's move on to scenario number two, which is where you want to get over your ex. Now, if you are thinking of using no contact to get over your ex and move on after your breakup, then I would actually encourage you to do so as well. Because no contact is a great way to get space from your ex. It prevents you from making mistakes and ending up in negative conversations with your ex. Every time you talk to your ex post-breakup, you're extending the time it's going to take to get over them. Because while it may make you feel better temporarily, in the long run, it's just keeping you in that breakup, in the bad place that you're trying to get out of. This makes it harder to get your ex back because it reinforces the negative aspects of your relationship and reminds you of the breakup. And it also makes it harder to get over them because, it's keeping you hooked on their presence, even though it's not going to lead anywhere positive. Now, you might be asking, how can no contact help me get my ex back and help me get over them? Well, the difference is that if you want your ex back, you only do no contact for a certain period of time. Eventually, you will break no contact and reach out to your ex if they haven't already reached out to you first. But if you're using no contact to get over your ex, you simply keep no contact going on forever, or at least until you're really, truly over them. And now, scenario number three is when you want to be friends with your ex. Now, I will start by saying that if you want your ex back, do not agree to stay friends with them after the breakup. When you do this, you're creating a new relationship with this person that's no longer tied to the romantic relationship you once had. So you're making your ex associate you with friendship rather than with romance. And this is why people who break up and become friends rarely get back together. It really does kill your chances in most situations. But if you do for some reason want to be friends with your ex, should you go no contact? Well, honestly, I'd still recommend that you do take a short break from spending time with them post-breakup so that you can at least, both process the breakup and rethink your feelings towards this person. Otherwise, we may think that we want to be friends with an ex because we're not ready to let go and move on. Or in other cases, maybe you do have a genuine connection that you want to continue. No contact and reflection is going to help you figure out whether or not you really want to be friends with your ex. And waiting is also going to give you, a break from the familiar patterns so that you can have a better friendship down the road. For example, it's hard not to see your ex in a sexual way if you hang out with, 1 week after your breakup. But once time has passed, then you might be able to keep that, boundary more easily. So basically, if you want to be friends with your ex, no contact is recommended, but I guess it's not, completely necessary. I'd take it on a case-by-case basis. All right, the fourth scenario where you may consider no contact is if you want them to miss you. So if you're trying to make your ex miss you, no contact is the method to use. I think of it this way. Really, how can your ex miss you if you're not gone? If you keep showing up in their life to remind them of what they're missing out on, you're really just weeding them off your presence slowly. Because no matter what you say to your ex after the breakup, if you keep showing up and talking to them, it's going to give them the sense that you still care and you're still invested. It's much better to make your ex go cold turkey by removing yourself from the equation completely. This is going to make them sit with the breakup and really feel lonely without you. They'll feel like, you don't care about them and that you're moving on. Not seeing you, obviously they're going to assume the worst. Maybe you have a new partner, maybe you've created an amazing life without them in it, and now they're stuck there alone, regretting their choices. All right, and scenario number 5, you want to make your breakup easier. Now, if you're looking to ease your pain during a breakup, no contact may not be the answer that you're looking for. The truth is that breakups are really, really hard for just about anyone. If you were together for a long time and you're really struggling now that things have ended, I don't think that no contact is your only option here. You really need to find your own way through it. And that means, seeking out a support system in your friends and family. And it also means setting yourself up for success, by maintaining your routine. It means making time to grieve the relationship. Really, it's a lot to take on. And while I don't recommend you leaning on your ex very much during this time period, for all the reasons that we've already talked about, if your only goal is to make it through this in one piece, then maintaining a strict no contact period with your ex probably shouldn't be your first priority. So if you need to talk to them every once in a while, it's really not the end of the world. Now, this is assuming that no part of you wants them back and that you're not worried about getting over them. But if you are ready to move on in with your life and feel better in the long run, then no contact is still probably the best choice. It will take some courage and discipline on your part, but if you're worried about your mental health, then it's going to get you over this difficult time faster than staying in contact with your ex will. But honestly, in this situation, don't sweat it either way. Scenario number 6 is if you just don't know what you want. So if you don't know what you want, it can be hard to know what to do with regards to your ex. But one thing I will tell you is that no contact is almost never a mistake. Imagine you decide to talk to your ex every day and then decide in a week that you want them back. Then you've already hurt your chances and it's going to be harder to make no contact work. On the flip side, if you decide to go no contact and then in a week you decide you never want to talk to your ex again, or you want them back, or you just want to be friends, you're still going to be in a great position to make any of these things happen. As I've said, no contact prevents you from making mistakes. And if you're feeling confused, you're primed to make a big mistake. So since your emotions are in turmoil, you're essentially having big swings of feelings towards your ex. You might say, I love you one moment, and then leave me alone the next. There aren't really any scenarios where this is going to help you, regardless of what path you decide to take. All right, now let's talk about a few specific situations that you might be in and whether no contact will help or hurt you. Like, for example, what if you live or work with your ex? Now, this is the number one barrier to no contact after a breakup. If you do live with your ex, it's going to be very difficult to go completely no contact with them, even more so than usual. Sure, you could just ignore them completely when they try to talk to you, but this isn't going to help your chances. It's actually going to hurt them. And that's not to mention that if you live together, you're probably going to have shared expenses and bills and other issues that are going to need to be addressed, or things are just going to get worse. So in this situation, I recommend what's called limited no contact. That means that you reduce contact with your ex as much as you possibly can. So, don't spend time with them unless you have to. Don't sleep in the same bed if you can avoid it. Don't have sex. And if you can, really only spend time at your place when they're not around. And when you do have to talk to your ex, just be polite but not overly friendly or intimate. Give them space and take space for yourself. Don't get pulled into any drama or any deep conversations about the relationship. And start making a plan to move out as soon as you can. I know it's hard to let go, but it's going to be more difficult to get them back the longer you keep living together. It's a difficult situation to be in. And here's another tough one. Maybe your ex has told you to stop contacting them. It can really hurt when your ex says something like this, obviously. And I know it's tempting to reach out to apologize or just explain your side of things so that you can leave things on a more positive note. But honestly, that's really no longer an option. If you reach out to your ex at all at this point, you're just going to alienate them further. There's nothing that you can do or say here that won't make the situation worse. So don't send them flowers. Don't reach out from someone else's phone. Just drop it for now. Because going no contact right now will show your ex that you respect their boundaries and that you're moving on. Hopefully your ex was just speaking out of anger and just wants a little space from you. Now, I know that situations like this can make no contact extra difficult. If you're looking for someone to rely on right now, I'm here and I'm happy to help. Sign up for my one-on-one coaching program over at breakupbrad.com/coaching. When you register, I work with you one-on-one and we come up with a plan to get you through this and to get you back into your ex's arms. Trust me, it's more affordable than you think, and it is worth it if you truly want another chance with the person you love. Again, all the details are at breakupbrad.com/coaching. Now, what should you do if you have children with your ex? Now, if you and your ex do have kids together, then you're not going to be able to do no contact as effectively here, obviously. Above all else, you need to think about the welfare of your children. Don't let your issues with your ex affect your relationship with them. Never complain about your ex to your child or children, and don't use them to try to manipulate your ex by withholding access to them, for example. Not only is this hard on them, but it really doesn't help your chances with your ex. Remember, this kind of thing is a very stressful time for everyone, your kids most of all. They're going to remember how you handled the situation, and they're going to need your love and support big time to get through this without any issues. And honestly, your ex is going to appreciate you keeping the kids out of it, and really, that can only help your chances. So what does that mean exactly? Well, like living with your ex, just try to limit contact with them as much as possible. Keep your distance and don't get into any big discussions. If you need to spend time as a family, just be polite and friendly, but not too intimate with them. It is a hard balance to strike, but with practice, you should be just fine. But if you're friends with your ex, now this is a different story. If you're already friends with your ex, then will no contact work for you? The truth is that it's going to complicate things for sure. I'd recommend you pull away from your ex slowly, over a period of about a week. So start taking longer to answer their calls and their messages. Don't make plans with them and just, be busy. If they ask you directly, tell them that you just need some space for a while. And then after you've successfully separated yourself from them, proceed with no contact as normal. I'd love to tell you to just cut contact right away like I do with most of my clients, but if you're close friends still, then they're going to be really worried if you do this. They might think that you're angry at them or you died or something. And a misunderstanding like this can hurt your chances. Now, what about situations where you have a lot of mutual friends or you essentially share the same friend group? A lot of people tell me that they can't go no contact because of all those mutual friends. And the truth is, you definitely still can. Remember that no contact isn't forever. If you have to miss out on a couple of dinners as a group, then this is a small price to pay to get your ex back. But I will say that you do need to frame this the right way. Don't bitch to your friends about your ex. Don't try to make them take sides. Simply back away a bit, and if pressed, let your friends know that you need some space from your ex. They're going to understand. And finally, what if your ex is reaching out asking you for a second chance? Now, if you want your ex back and they show up asking you for another chance, obviously, now is the time to break no contact. You probably think this is obvious, but I have had this question more than once, so I do want to clear the air. And obviously, this is why you went no contact, or for most of you it will be, so there's no reason to hold out for anything more. If you ignore a message like this, then you are truly going to miss your chance. And that just about does it for this video. Now you should know whether or not no contact is the right choice for you given your situation. But if you still have any questions, I'll leave them in the comments below or go to breakupbrad.com and watch my free video presentation on there. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I will see you next time.